Hello students. The topic what I'm going to discuss in today's video is really very important. So I'll be discussing on the organization structure of a finance. What is this organization structure of finance? See, it defines how the activities, such as the task, the allocation, and the coordination and supervision will be done, in order to meet the objectives of the organization. Here we are going to, look upon the various hierarchy levels, that is top level management, middle level management, and low level management. How these people, helping the organization in order to reach its goal or the target, right? So what is this organization structure? It actually, it affects the organizational action, and it provides the foundation on which the standard operating procedures and routines are going to rest, and it determines which individual is going to do what in the organization in order to fetch the return or in order to increase the profitability. Here we shall understand uh, the various hierarchies in detail. The first level is the top level management, where you will find the board of directors. Who are these board of directors? See, a board of directors, they are a group of people who jointly supervise the activities of the organization, where this board of directors are the people who are going to monitor, who are going to control the business activities on daily basis, which can be either for a profit business or it can be for a non-profit organization as well. It can also include a government agency as well. See, these board of directors, they'll have the powers, duties, and the responsibilities to perform in the organization, that which are determined by the government regulations and the organization's own constitution and bylaws. So basically, board of directors, they'll have certain powers and the duties in order to make the decision with respect to the business entity. Clear? Next up, Chief Executive Officer, CEO. So a chief executive officer is the highest ranking executive in a company, whose primary responsibility includes making the major corporate decisions in the organization. CEO is the person who is going to play the vital role, in and out of the organization, where he is going to make the major decision, that which is, going to have the direct impact with the returns of the organization plus growth of the organization as well. He is the one who is going to make, the corporate decisions, and along with the corporate decisions, he's going to manage the overall operations and resources of a company. I've told you what are the things very important in the organization. 3 M's: money, men, material, right? All these 3 M's are really very important. So he's the one, what he's going to do, he's going to manage the overall operations and the resources which are required for the company, and he's going to act as the main point of communication between the board of directors and the corporate operations, and being the, the public face of the company. He is the one who is going to disclose about the company to the general public. He's the one who is going to educate about his company to the general public in order to invest or in order to project that, the particular our company is going this way. This is where we stand. So he is the one who is going to be the public face of the company. After that, we have certain middle level, management, where you have certain managers for all. This basically speaks about the decentralization system. What does it talk about? See, in an organization there will be like multiple departments. You have HR department, marketing department, production department, sales department, finance department, right? For each department there will be a head of the department. So he is the one who is going to, supervise what are the things happening in his particular department, and he will be knowing the in and out about his department. All right, so here we have, the general manager, that is human resource. We have a purchase manager, finance manager, and marketing manager, and production manager. Since this organization structure is concerned only with the finance, we shall just have a look over the finance aspects. All right, so under finance general manager, you have two things. One is a treasurer, a person, another one is a controller. We shall understand who is a treasurer and what are his roles and duties or the responsibilities he is going to perform as a treasurer. First, we shall understand who is a treasurer. Understand carefully. A treasurer is the person, one who is responsible for running the treasury of an organization. When I use the term treasury, it talks about the money and the funds. Alright, how he is able to manage the amount or the funds in the organization matters a lot with treasurer, and how he is going to make the decisions upon that, is very very important. And the significant core functions of a corporate treasurer includes the cash and the liquidity management. What is liquidity management? Liquidity talks about how easily assets can be converted into cash, right? And the risk management, how the risk is associated with the particular investment you have made and what is the return you are going to get out of the risk you have taken. And the corporate finance. So now we should understand what are the functions of the treasurer under the finance. Fine. So the first thing is credit management. Before I get into in detail of credit management, first I'll tell you what does credit talk about. Credit is something, the amount which is to be received or paid in the future. Example, if I have to give, I'll give two examples. One is cash purchases, credit purchases. What is this cash purchases? Two things are going to happen here. For one person it will be a purchase where he's letting go of money. For one person it will be a money coming in. So both the transactions are going to happen at one time. Fine. But when it comes to credit purchases, the person will get all the goods, but the person who has sold the goods, he is not going to receive the money at that particular time. He is going to receive the amount in the future. That talks about credit management. All right, so in simpler words I have just explained. Now we shall understand what is this credit management. Basically, credit management tells about the firm, that may have to grant the credit to various parties during the course of doing its business. It's not like always I need to, go ahead with the on-spot settlement like that. Business, they need to undergo with the credit, basis as well. That's the reason what the treasurer is going to do with this credit management is that the treasurer is going to make the decisions regarding whether the firm should grant credit to a particular customer or not, to a particular potential customer. For those to whom the firm grants credit, he takes a decision regarding how much credit should be granted to that person and what terms the credit is to be granted. So the credit management responsibility will be taken by the treasurer. What are his duties? He is going to see to whom it should be given, if it should be given, how much should be given, after that on what terms the credit is to be granted. Clear? The next up is cash management. What is cash management? Again, it is subject to liquidity, right? In order to run your day-to-day operations, your working capital management is very, very important. That shows what's the factor of liquidity you are maintaining in your organization. So cash management basically, it speaks that a firm, it needs to have a speedy recovery of amounts due from others to the business. If there are any, the company should make a speedy recovery of those amounts due. Then the treasurer must ensure that all the bills receivables of the company are collected on time and there is no due at all. And a firm has to make the various payments to various parties from time to time. Fine. Within the span of given time, the business has to make the payment to the outside parties, and he needs to see that all the obligations of the firm are met on time. Fine. So the next up is banking relations. What is this banking relations? See here, every firm, it depends on its banker for both of the things. One is the short term as well as long term financial requirements. How the long term financial requirements is important, likewise the short term financial requirements is also very, very important. So what the firm is going to do, the firm has to submit the various information, the data, the statements to the bankers at various point of time, just to keep the bank updated as it has borrowed the loan. So a firm has to pay the installments and the interest on the loan taken by the concern. It is the work of the treasurer here to maintain the healthy relations with the bankers of the concern by making the timely payments of the amount due. Make sure that treasurer is going to keep the proper track of accounts, his statements, information, everything updated with the banker. And apart from that, he needs to maintain the healthy relationship so that he can make the timely payments of the amount due, and he's going to send the statements and other information to the bankers from time to time. This is very important that a treasurer holds as a responsibility. Next up is portfolio management. What is this portfolio management? See, every firm now, it has to invest its surplus cash in various investments. Surplus means it's nothing but the profit, the extra. Fine. So it is not proper for a firm to invest all its cash in one investment option. I've told you in my previous videos that if I give you 10,000 rupees, if you're a smart investor, you are not going to invest entire 10,000 rupees in one particular avenue or the portfolio. What you are going to be, because the market, everything, it is uncertain, right? You are not sure whether you are going to make profit. You're not very definite of getting the returns. So what you are going to do, if I have 10,000, 5,000 mutual funds, 3,000 debentures, so again 2,000 rupees I'm going to keep it in bank in terms of savings, or a kind of thing, fine, in the bank. So what's going to happen here, in case if you end up making loss in any one of the avenues, you can just set that loss, which means setting off the loss from the other avenue. That's how things are going to work. So it is not at all proper for the firm to invest all its cash in one investment option. So always it is good to invest in a firm's cash in different securities rather than going for just one and ending up making the losses. A firm should always review and change to different investment options from time to time, so that keeping two factors in mind. One is the liquidity, very important. Other one is, of course, the basic motto of any organization, profitability. Clear? These are the functions of treasurer. He is solely responsible for all these above explained points. Now we have controller. What are the functions of controller? How he is going to control? What are the things he need to keep in mind? We shall look after that. First one is corporate general accounting. What is this corporate general accounting? See, every concern or a business entity, it has to maintain the various books of accounts, right, in order to meet the requirements which are prescribed by the laws, and for the sake of getting the proper information from time to time, that is suitable for taking a decision making, a proper decision making. And apart from that, forecasting, something you need to predict upon, right? You need all the accounts. And what the controller is going to do, that he is responsible for overseeing the maintenance of books of accounts, whether he is going to ensure the accuracy and the preparation of financial statements of the concern. So corporate general accounting, under here, controller is going to he is responsible to look after and to maintain the proper books of accounts that needs to have the proper accuracy, and there should be a proper maintenance of the financial statements of the concern every accounting period. Clear? The next up is tax management. What is this tax management? Tax is something which is levied by the individual or by an industry company based on his or her income, all right, based on the profits as well. So what does it talk about? See, every concern has to maintain proper books of accounts in order to disclose or reveal the correct profits earned by the business, right? So taxes have to be paid on that on time, which is very important. Now, by ensuring the proper understanding of the tax law and taking the advantage of the incentives and the concessions made available by the authorities, a firm can manage and reduce its tax liability. I'm not telling like entirely it can just take away. No, it can just reduce, minimize to some extent in its tax liability. So controller is responsible for this. Next up, you have internal audit. What is internal audit? See, audit talks about verification of certain accounts. Here, internal audit is within organization. See, every firm has to get its accounts verified by its own staff members or qualified accountants. Specifically the chartered accountants appointed for that particular internal audit purpose, in order to ensure the accuracy, the correctness, and to prevent the misuse of its assets. This responsibility, again, it is taken or carried by the controller. He is responsible for the verification of the accounts, right, where he is going to maintain the accuracy, and he need to look upon there should be no like a misuse of the assets. The next up, what you have the last function under controller is budgeting. What is budgeting? A budget is a statement based on the past records, keeping the past years data as a record. You're going to keep that, and you're going to estimate how it is going to happen in the future period of time, how likely the position of the firms will be there in the future. You're going to predict here. So it generally speaks on the estimation of the future, where it helps to helps the company or an individual in order to control the activities of the firm according to its predetermined objectives. you know Statements here the controller can go ahead with can be the budgets. Preparation of budgets is going to work you know to the greater extent for the organization, where it is going to estimate the future, and it is going to likely predict on the position of the firm where it will be in the future period of time. So preparation of the budgets is the work of the controller, and always the effective budgeting ensures the proper control over the organization. So this is one of the important functions that the controller plays.